Yeah, just congratulate Miami. Their kids, they played great. Those guards are a handful. They can really, they're great shot makers, and we had a lot of trouble guarding them. They just their field goal percentages were outstanding. You don't see guards very often that combine to shoot, whatever over 50%, especially on a lot of pull-ups. That's the shot that most people in the game don't want you to take. But they've got guys that have size and athleticism, and Wong and McGusty, just they were a real handful for us defensively. And then offensively, I thought we moved it well. I thought we shot it well, especially from the perimeter. But again, we've had some issues with turnovers in this year during the season, and in a low possession game, that's a major problem. We had 15 turnovers, and that's just hard to overcome. Miami's a good team. They've got really good players. They don't have a lot of players, but the 6-7 guys they play, their starting five is a handful. And we've played those guys 3 times this year and beat them on a 1 possession game down there, won about a 4 possession game at home, and then lost on a 1 possession game here. So I'm sure if we played them 10 times, they'd all come down to that. And they just were able to play a little bit better than we were today. Disappointing. Questions?
Coach Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You were able to get the 2 big steals in the last 30 seconds. Were you happy with the look that you got for Honor, the short jumper?
Yeah. Their guys were making a heck of a lot more shots that were difficult than that. And, at the end of the day, it didn't go in. That's basketball. Nick's the same guy that made a 25-footer at the buzzer to beat Georgia Tech. I mean, I'd take that shot every day. We had a nice little slip action, got him the ball in space, had some options if he didn't like what he saw. He took it to 8 or 10 feet and missed it. I mean, that's, it's a good look, but it didn't go. And obviously that's not what cost us. We had some other possessions that were poor. We panicked just a little bit at times. Midway through the second half. But yeah, that was, pretty good. And we executed late defensively with some trapping and some things to give us an opportunity when we got behind.
Brad, this is Matt. Is it a little easier to take when you guys know that you're in a good spot as far as the NCAA tournament, and how do you get those guys to regroup?
Yeah, yeah, because it is easier from the standpoint of, the NCAA tournament's the reward for your whole season. And it's been a heck of a season. Our guys have accomplished a lot so far. We obviously have, bigger goals in front of us. We wanted to do better here. We thought if we could, just get a win and get some momentum, we're looking forward to the next game. But so, yeah, we're still disappointed because we want to play well here. We want to do better. But, yeah, are we excited about Indianapolis and the NCAA tournament? Yes. Are we excited right now? No. But tomorrow when we wake up and we know that, looks like we're going to be in, that's awesome. And we get a couple of days to regroup and try to get ourselves ready to go, find out what's next, and we'll be excited and ready to roll when that opportunity presents itself.
Brad, this is Dick Cox with Indy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. You're going into uncharted waters now that they've never played the NCAA tournament in a bubble and this situation. What are your thoughts on that of going into kind of an unexpected situation?
Well, it's the same for everybody. So that's just what it is. And we've had weird games all year. It's crazy playing in the ACC tournament with not too many folks up there and no bands and, all the pageantry that comes with it. So that part of it is, the part that is unfortunate is I've been to, some NCAA tournaments, and the last time we went, a couple years back, an incredible experience when you go to your hotel and, your fan base is there and your band's there and everybody's cheering and patting you on the back, and then you win a game and it's unbelievable. You're not going to have any of that. Selection Sunday is going to be quarantined basically with our team. So even that's going to be different. But, you still get to say that you're participating and, you know, you get a chance to compete at the highest level against the best teams in the country. And that's enough. You know, there'll be some what ifs and, you know, I've been through it, so I know what it's like. I feel bad they won't be able to experience all of that this year, but it's still a heck of an honor and it's a reward for a job well done over the length of, you know, several months.
Brad, this is Larry. Is the possession that maybe stings more than the one where Honor missed the runner, the one that, off the inbounds that went off of, I guess it went off of Hunter's hands?
Yeah, we had a slip play set up that was open. It was going to be a layup, and Clyde just probably led him a little bit too much, and it went out of bounds. Yeah, that you know, that stings. You know, we tried for a layup play because you're deep, you know, you're behind and you're trying to score quick, and it was open. We didn't pull the trigger the right way. Led him just a little bit too much. Had the layup. And then, you know, I'm disappointed Amir didn't catch that last ball in the full court play. We've been practicing it. We had it in our pocket, and, you know, I'll be interested to see how he didn't catch that because I thought it was a decent pass by Clyde. But that, you know, that's part of basketball. You're trying to execute under pressure. There were plenty of times guys made big plays. We executed our press. We've had a bunch of games all year where we have executed down the stretch and won a bunch of close games, making shots and making really good passes. But yes, that play was one that, you know, was open, and I know Clyde's our best passer that way. You know, he just missed him, but it happens.
Hey, Brad, this is Will. After you got the steal there by Amir, and you got fortunate there by Alamir keeping the ball in, did you just call timeout there, just kind of calm everybody down and set it up and explain it out?
Yeah, there's different sides. You know, I've done it all. Sometimes we let them play, you know, and you feel like you like what you see, or maybe there's a broken court or there's a matchup that you see that you just like, let's go attack that matchup. But in that scenario, it was broken. Our guys were kind of, you know, all over the place. You could tell there wasn't a lot of organization and structure, and it was kind of been a panicky situation, you know, anyway, leading up to that with all the other steals and turnovers and the way the game was going. So let's just call timeout, get our team settled, get exactly, you know, what we want. You know, I thought about going inside to Amir, but he really had kind of had a tough day inside. He was struggling and really wasn't against Brooks. It's hard for him to catch it deep enough to make a play. They had done some good things, I thought, within their defense to make it a little harder on him. And so we tried to, you know, use the ball screen slip action. And, you know, again, if we had it again and you told me Nick's going to get a little 8-footer in the lane, we're going to run that again. So it just, you know, didn't go.
Coach,
Brad, this is Matt. Just along those same lines, anything you could point to as far as maybe shooting better from three and kind of struggling more inside today?
Well, you know, there are times that we're, you know, it just hard. You know, I don't know that we have, you know, we don't have a guard like they do that can just kind of go break one off as easily and maybe jump up at 12 feet and shoot over somebody and score. So we really have to kind of create some other kinds of, you know, baskets. Part of why we bring Amir away from the basket and open the basket area up for other things. You know, or, you know, certain games, certainly when Amir's got it going, we're going to feed him down in there. It wasn't a game where he had it really going down there. It was harder for whatever reason. He made a couple shots, but, you know, he wasn't a guy that was just scoring as much as he did maybe one of the other times we played him. So that happens. But again, we just kind of try to read situations and see what we can do.
Coach, unusual just to see 11 combined free throws between both teams. What do you make of that? Was it just a pretty clean game?
Yeah, I mean, both teams pride themselves on not fouling a lot. So I think both teams are pretty disciplined, and they're disciplined defensively. And it was a well officiated game, even on both sides. You know, I would have liked to have gotten a 5-second call on that out BOB. I'm going to count that off. But other than that, I thought the officials did a really good job and let the kids play. And there's always going to be contact on a few plays, but by and large, you know, the game was clean. Both teams, I think, they're not, you know, out there playing haphazardly. There's pretty good defensive discipline on both teams' part. And, that's why there weren't as many free throws.
Probably have time for one or two more.
Hey, Coach. So in your opening statement, you mentioned that their guards are really effective at getting to the basket and scoring, and in particular, Isaiah Wong. And in the 2 games before this, he was their leading scorer. So what was your game plan in trying to stop him, and why wasn't it as effective as you once thought?
Our game plan to stop him was just guard him well and make him take some tough shots. And he made a lot of tough shots. I don't think he got to the basket as much as you think he did. I think he made guarded shots, and he has some size over us. It's hard. You can't just put Clyde on him, and then then if you're going to play Al or Nick, then they got to guard McGusty, and McGusty can do the same thing. So the fact that they've got multiple guys that can do that makes it hard. And again, we're just try to keep him out of the paint, make him shoot a contested shot. It wasn't as effective as we'd like it to be, and then give those guys credit for making shots. And then, Anthony Walker had a good game. He hit a couple threes and was 6 for 12. So, it was just one of those games where we did create some turnovers. They had 13 turnovers, but we had 15, which is too many in a low possession back and forth game. And give their kids credit. They jumped up and made some shots.
Any more questions?
Hey, Coach, it's David. You get another pause after 2 COVID pauses. Now it's either 8 or 9 days. How do you keep everybody sharp? Kind of what's your plan during this next lull?
Yeah, it's funny. I thought about it. I would have liked to have won a couple just to stay here longer and keep us a little isolated, keep us practicing, keep us playing, keep us sharp, keep us executing. I got to go back and think about it. We're going to take a couple days initially just to, physically, because there are a lot of guys. Clyde's knee was really bothering me. Took him out of the game early. He really had a hard time in the first half. Couldn't really get his knee loose. It doesn't happen very often. It's probably happened 3 or 4 games this year. Excuse me. We just have had a lot of guys log a lot of minutes, and just so we'll kind of refresh that way. Then we'll look at what we're doing and try to figure out some things to do a little bit better. If there's anything we need to change or, enhance leading into the tournament, but it's going to be on us quick. Selection Sunday is right around the corner, and we'll be traveling. So there'll be a bunch of things that we got to get in place for that as well. So we'll be busy, but we're going to, learn from this film too, as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, everybody. Thank you.